You see, the court is very clear that parties, including David Mark himself, should refrain from doing anything that will foist a situation of fait accompli on the court. So if they are going ahead with their Congress, with their convention, it is left for them to look at it, whether it is in contravention of the court of... Inec did not just take a decision. We didn't just wake up one day and took this decision. There was something led to it. There was an order of court. Don't do anything. Don't take any step that will render any proceeding before the court nugatory. And also that will force on the court of appeal on the trial court, a situation of helplessness, of fait accompli. So if already they're asking that don't do any Congress, don't do any convention, it's a relief that is being claimed. And especially they file a motion for that purpose. That motion has not been determined. So if they decide, let me tell you what happened in Zamfara. It happened in the past. We don't want to conduct an election without this early warning. And at the end of the day, after you have won, the court again will come and declare the election invalid. And the implication is that the person with the second highest number of votes will be declared the winner. It happened in Plateau State during the last election, where after the question of primaries was even an issue, and congresses were not held in some states, in some portion of Plateau State. So the court said, go and do those primaries. But unfortunately, they did not obey the court order. So failure to obey the court order has consequences. They are at liberty to do whatever they want to do. But Inec could not want to go into a situation again where there's another, don't do anything, don't take any step. I have the judgment here. I can read it to you. It's very definite. So if I proceed, for instance, to monitor their convention, it means that I'm taking steps that is going to affect the subject matter that is pending before the court.
All right, so, but with this, we cannot tell why Tinubu chose Professor Joash Amopitan, who himself is a senior advocate of Nigeria, for the role of Inec chairman. Obviously, because there is a need to update the iOS of criminality in Inec to ensure that they have legal backing to be able to perpetrate the evils that he is going to do. And this is all because a new sheriff a new sheriff or sheriffs seems to come to place. Suddenly, with ADC trying to put their acts together, all of this came up. And the Inec chair is talking about status quo antebellum. And a lot of persons have argued, if you listen to him, they're cherry picking the fact that he decided to pick the September the 2nd startup of litigation of the said nephew Bala Gombe, who unfortunately, as you can see in this video and even in the picture there, this guy participated in the process that the Raf Nwosu-led National Working Committee of ADC handed over to the David Mark-led National Working Committee. So he was part of the process. He saw it. He wasn't on the chair. So he had willfully resigned from his position. Whether it was part of the process or maybe whatever, but it was part. You saw that you are seeing him. This is him in the video. This is him in the picture. That is him behind David Mark. Yet, after all of this, he has decided to now allow himself to be used by the APC to create a loophole that they can use to manipulate, because ADC has already set out their procedures for people that want to fill up the National Executive Council or National Working Committee of the party from ward to national level from April the 7th to April the 14th. Suddenly, the INEC is now choosing to re-understand or reanalyze what status quo antebellum that was passed by the Court of Appeal to being that issue. And if status quo antebellum, the Latin phrase that means that the situation before the war, and that is fair. Even if you don't understand legal, ask yourself, what is Balab Gombe asking for? He said that he did not resign, that by way of the vacancy of the former leadership of the party, is supposed to be the national chairman. So of course, before the war, before this whole crisis, definitely would have been that, oh, the point that the Ralph Owosu National Working Committee handed over, resigned and handed over to the David Mark led. So all of this politics and too many legal jargons, but the fact still remains that Inec is being used as a tool to bring down opposition so that Bola Tinubu will have a smooth ride. And to hear that if the ADC goes ahead to conduct primaries and the court, why are you preempting the court? Why are you so sure of what the court position will be? And you are saying that the court, whatever judgment the court now gives later on, and anybody wins the election will be cancelled. And you can imagine the thought of someone that is supposed to be INEC chairman. You would have taken side. You now have a position on it, a matter that is supposed to be by the court, of course. It means that you are working together, both the judiciary, the APC, and the INEC. They are working together to ensure that Bola Tinubu has a two-factor authentication to the election. That in case he's not able to win, should the opposition wins, the court will remove them based on all of these precedents. And that is the whole picture. So again, like I said everywhere, you don't need to know book, you don't need to study law, you don't need to understand the political jargons, Latin, and all of the things, status quo, antebellum, and all of that national committee. Just understand that why is it that every opposition in Nigeria is being hit badly, is being punctured, is being choked, just to ensure that they lessen up for APC to remain standing. The PDP is down, Labour Party is down, ADC is down. At least, assuming you don't even like Peter Abi, you don't like any of the opposition leaders, why is it that every single opposition of the country, and I made reference to the Benin Republic situation yesterday when I was telling you that it is very obvious. That is how the current president, Patrice Talon, reigned his supremacy, punctured all the big parties to allow only mushroom parties to exist. Only smart Nigerians knows what is happening now. I wish you well.